everyone, and where do I even start from? There are so many things that have been happening in Nigeria. I just realized that there are a lot of things I had put out that I was going to talk about, but I ended up not talking about because so many things in the last 1 week is been back to back to back to back to back, happening a lot. But I just saw this one here, and I just wanted to talk about it, not necessarily because it's such an important topic or this thing, but it's just looking at all the things that are going on, and that, as you know, currently, as we go into 2027, as we go into the things that we need to do, we have to be watching everything and just marking things down. I've talked about this thing for quite a while, where I talked about the fact that Tinubu, when they talk about Tinubu and all of that, Tinubu is this one person who brings you, puts you in a place. So he looks for a position that ordinarily you would never have had, or you don't think you will have. You just carry you and put you there, but don't you dare aspire above and beyond that position. So when they say, oh, they made someone here, and that has always been his how do I put it now, his mode of operation. So for me, like I always say to people, I always watch out for patterns and see what is it that somebody has done over time, and how has it behaved. And usually people repeat their patterns, even if they try to change the strategy, try to do it one other way. If you watch closely, you can always see, the pattern. And the pattern has always been carry people who really don't have anything or wouldn't be anything and put them there. And then people who are powerful or seemingly have power without his contribution, what he will do is that he will bring those people down and ensure that they are not. We see what happened with Nasiru, El-Rufai. Nasiru El-Rufai is this one of those that think he's a big boy. Ain't no damn big boy. Alpha. Hey! Man is as jobless as he called us once upon a time. But anyway, this is not about Nasir El-Rufai. But you saw what he did to him in terms of all of that public humiliation and national humiliation. And up till now, it seems as if El-Rufai has not been able to get over it, even though he was quiet for a while. So you see somebody like El-Rufai now, Tinubu cannot say he made him. He did it. El-Rufai was already there, had gotten his something. And then these are powerful. So when he takes away that power, he look for replacing with people who ordinarily don't have anything, but he would have been the one to make them, and then they will have his loyalty, because what he focuses on is that loyalty. So all these ethics that I've been telling you people is just about this whole Obasa issue, the Lagos State House of Assembly issue, and Sahara reporters have this here. It's where Tinubu told Lagos Assembly members that I see Sanwo-Olu's hand in Obasa's impeachment, and I'm not comfortable that he could be that powerful. So you understand. So these are stooges. These are his stooges that he put in place, and so they are not supposed to be more powerful than anywhere he puts them. Whatever they do, they're supposed to come back to him. He's a slave master, a tax master, and they're supposed to report to him. But in this case, so there was a bit of a breach in that whole Obasa thing, where they acted on their own without coming, to Tinubu, and Tinubu is like, no big news be that. It's like, these boys don't they grow wings and horns. Anyway, according to sources present at the meeting Tinubu held with state lawmakers on Wednesday, Tinubu expressed concern over Sanwo-Olu's level of influence, stating that it was troubling for the governor to wield such power, and that he had vested interest in who became the speaker of the assembly. I don't understand. For example, the governor is supposed to be the CEO of the state. The governor is supposed to be the head of the state, but here he is being told that he doesn't have power to act and not act. Of course, they are not supposed to have power over who becomes speaker or does not become speaker, because that's a job that is the members of the House of Assembly that are supposed to do that. But what you usually have is that what we have in these places are stooges, people who are put in there by these politicians. And I've said this severally, and I'll continue to say it until you're tired of hearing it, or until I turn blue in the face, that if we do not participate in politics, this will continue to happen. If we say that it is only those who have money that will run for election, that we will not donate to people's campaign, that people will want to use their money for campaign, guess what will happen? people will continue to loot, to continue to perpetuate themselves in office, or they will perpetuate their stooges. And so this is why we've continuously gotten people who can't stand on their own right, to do things. Tinubu has disclosed that he stepped in to facilitate reinstatement of Mudashiru Obasa as the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly after detecting the influence of the state executive led by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu in Obasa's impeachment, Sahara reporters learned. According to sources present at the meeting Tinubu held with state lawmakers on Wednesday, the president, Tinubu, definitely not my president, Tinubu expressed concern over Sanwo-Olu's level of influence, stating that it was troubling for the governor to wield such power and that he had a vested interest in who became the Speaker of the Assembly. Sahara reporters had reported on Wednesday that Tinubu met behind closed doors with Speaker Obasa, Deputy Speaker Mojisola Maranda, and other Lagos State lawmakers at the presidential villa in Abuja. The meeting was held to address the leadership crisis within the Lagos State House of Assembly. At the meeting, Tinubu explained that the reason why Obasa escaped the impeachment was because he saw the indelible fingerprints of the Lagos executive led by Sanwo-Olu in the speaker's removal, and he found it unsettling why the executive would be interested in who would emerge as speaker. He wasn't finding it unsettling that why the executive would be interested. What he found unsettling was that Sanwo-Olu could have this level of influence. How dare he go beyond the power that was given to him? How dare he try to do one thing or the other? And so that is what this is all about. The lawmakers arrived at the presidential villa before 3 p.m. on Wednesday and were promptly escorted into Tinubu's office complex by security operatives. Notably, Obasa, whose controversial reinstatement had deepened divisions within the assembly, arrived separately around 3 p.m. So whatever this is, I mean, this is just a long read and whatever. First of all, you see this whole thing where Tinubu has taken the Aso Villa as some of his personal whatever. Because why are you meddling in the House of Assembly issue? Why are they coming to come and meet you? What business do they have with you? That in itself is a travesty, because that's why there's something called separation of powers. The executive is supposed to be different from the legislative and different from the judiciary, and no one is supposed to have control over the other. Usually you're supposed to have in the legislative advocates, lawyers, activists, people who take on government, people who are ensuring the right thing be done. And then on the part of executive is where you have the technocrats, people who are going to get the job done and stuff like that. But here it's almost, there's no separation of power anymore. We have one executive, and ordinarily, like I always say, executive is supposed to be the one that has the least power, but unfortunately they are the ones with the highest number of money, and they're the ones who control the purse. And so in Nigeria, it's always a matter of who controls the who pays the piper, dictates the tune. Well, no wahala, we dey here. One day monkey go market. No, will come back.